Hello all and welcome back. Alex here. I'm here to talk about some wine again today. Welcome to 2017. This is my first video of the year. It's been a long time coming. Finally here. Today is going to be a super short, sweet video. Just something fun to get the year started. I think I don't want to start off on too heavy of a note as far as like overloading with information and things of that sort. So we're going to start with something fun and light. We're going to talk about wine and dating and what your wine order on a date says about you, because it's kind of a non-verbal cue. It's something that tells you a little bit more about the person you're on a date with. I think these orders pertain mostly to first dates, but also to like dating in general. And if you're a millennial, dating in general pretty much includes just dating and not always dating in monogamous relationships and things of that sort. Just typical dating, going out on dates with people that you're interested in and want to share your time with. So I'm going to give y'all a little heads up on some nonverbal things that you could be telling someone through your wine order. Let's start. So let's start with number one, ordering a glass of champagne or even a bottle. Don't let me stop you, okay? Ordering a glass of champagne on a date, I think, says a few things. Number one, it says, I'm not a cheap date. It could also say to your date that you want to get your palate warmed up. The bubbles, the toasty flavors, the deliciousness, the delight of having skinny food, even if you don't drink it out of a flute, the delight of having sparkling wine, just to get things going. It could also indicate romance and wanting to feel sexy and class. So I think that if someone starts off with a glass of champagne, which is not abnormal, but everything is individual. I think everyone does their own thing. And it indicates those few things: feeling sexy, not being a cheap date, definitely wanting to get your palate warmed up, which is all of those reasons for me. Pretty much all of them. Order number two. When the server asks your order and your date or yourself, no hate, no shame, says, I'll have your house red, to the server, that lets you know a few things. Number one, probably not a wine connoisseur, not really concerned with how their wine pairs with their food, definitely not trying to spend a lot of money on wine. Maybe they're more of a cocktail person if they're ordering the house red. If house red is indicated on the menu and maybe you're having a date somewhere that doesn't have a huge wine program put together and they have house red, house white, maybe a few bottles available, a sparkling, maybe a Moscato or dessert wine to finish off with, or some quartz, but maybe it's a more cocktail beer heavy place, that could just be that situation. But as far as what's telling about that order in any other place where there's someone that just failed to read the wine list or doesn't care so much about the wine, that's letting you know that. And if you are in that situation where there's not a huge wine program and you maybe do care about wine, go for cocktails. Sometimes you can find some really good cocktails. It doesn't always have to be wine. Bring the alcohols is most important. Date order number three that tells you something about your date and where you are and about them as a person. Person that orders a bottle of wine or says to you, let's go for a bottle, or maybe consults and says, do you think we can make it through a bottle? I think that order is probably the most delightful to me personally. The champagne order, in addition to the bottle of wine order, is definitely great for a date because it sets a level of compatibility. You want to see if you're compatible enough to share something as minuscule as a bottle of wine, but it's also pretty important. A lot of things go into making wine and to getting it to your table and deciding on which one you want to have and what you're going to eat with it and who you're sharing it with. So that's a power move. I feel like ordering a bottle on a date is definitely a power move. It's definitely a good thing. I think the good part of a bottle order during a date is definitely going to be, we're going to commit to something. If you want to be in a committed relationship, that's a good sign. We're going to commit to this bottle. We're not going to just go for glasses. We're not going to try to figure it out as we go. We're going to get a bottle. We're going to stick to it. We're going to make it work, and we're going to do it together. I think that's a great date order. So you guys let me know what you order on dates as far as wine and what you want to order, or if you have other questions. Tell me some horror stories or some fun stories about date wine order. I think drinking on dates and things of that sort can get really interesting and tell you a lot about people. So Let me know if you guys have any questions or want to add any input down below. I'll be updating videos a lot more frequently now. Thanks so much for watching and sticking with me. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.